Rick Sparber here. I'd like to show you a trick on how to take some of this irrigation line, it's called spaghetti line, it's 1/4 inch outside diameter, and connect it to a piece of PVC directly. This is also called hard pipe as opposed to soft pipe, which is a very thin walled plastic pipe that's certainly not worth using because it fails rather quickly and then you have to dig it up. It makes a mess. So what I want to do is connect this line directly into this pipe. You can buy fixtures, adapters that will let you do that. They're not cheap and you don't need it. So what you're going to need is, first of all, a number F drill, which is 0.201 inches. I'm sorry, it's not an F, it's a 7, excuse me. Number 7 drill, 0.201. And I have here countersink and I have a collar around it to prevent it from going too deep. That's optional. If I'm working in tight quarters, I can't always see what I'm doing, so that helps. You know, you're down in a hole someplace, can't always see how far you're in. Next thing you need is a common number 10 penny 3-inch nail. And what I've done is I ground off the point. Hopefully you can see that. Now I've dropped it. There you go. So I ground off the point, and more importantly, I have turned down the head so it's less than 1/4 inch in diameter. Okay, and the end is just smoothed and blunted. So I take some of this spaghetti line and I cut off enough so that it's about the same length as the nail. Let's see. So you can see it's just a little bit longer. It's not critical. You don't want it to be very much longer than that. So now you see that by having the nail head turned down, it isn't going to interfere with the outside diameter of the line. So those are the tools. First thing I do, of course you need an electric drill. So the first thing you do is, I'm going to reposition the camera so you can see this better, because there's nothing to look at with me. I hope that's better. And I'm going to do it on the end so you can see what's going on inside when I'm done. So the first thing I'm going to do is drill a hole. Got to be really careful when you do this. Don't do it real fast because it's easy to go right through and cut the back side. And I actually had one of those. It just caused a pinhole. Caused a pinhole on the back side, and that was a bear to find. Okay, so now I've got my number 7 drill hole, so that's about 2/10 of an inch. And I'm going to countersink this, but I'm only going to countersink it enough so that it can accept the 1/4 inch line and funnel it down. So in a previous design, I countersunk it down to where there was almost no material left. And although that's worked quite well, I've always been nervous about having such a thin amount of plastic. So now you can see this 1/4 inch line will be funneled down into that 2/10 of an inch. Now I take the modified nail, I put it in this length of spaghetti line. Now you're probably thinking, I want more than that. Well, you can get for very little money these double-ended couplers, so you can connect up more line to it. I found those couplers which have a they're not smooth, they grab. I can't think of the word at the moment, but they're very reliable and they're cheap. So I just use a small length like this, take off my countersink, and I'm chucking up the line. Now the modified nail keeps this fairly rigid, but the diameter is such that it allows the spaghetti line to compress. Now I'm going to put it on there. You do not want to run this fast. You're not trying to machine the plastic. You're trying to thread it in. Take that out. Take out the nail. And you can see, hopefully, that the spaghetti line is through. And believe me, this is in there tight. It's very tight. So you could go in, I could go in further. I just stopped it when I felt it starting to grab. The key thing is you don't want to machine that plastic to a smaller diameter, because then it will leak. But this works quite well. And it's quite easy to do without any, you don't have to buy any special adapters. So that's all for now. I hope all these stops and starts and forgetting words hasn't confused you too much. Thank you.